Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It is fun.
Other people's projects and stuff.
I think it's a lot of fun so far. Yep.
I always have a great time.
I love it. It has been the best experience. I would love to come back.
These young people are talking about their passion for Canadian history. And that passion finds a voice through the Historica Fairs. I'm Laurie Lapierre, and for the past 10 years, I've been involved in this project. Let me tell you how an Historica Fair works. Students choose a topic or a story in Canadian history. They decide to share it with their parents, their families, their community, or their friends. And in the process, they create a song, tell a story, write a story, or build a model. In that way, they find their place in history.
My project's about the combined efforts to capture the mad trapper of Rat River, also known as Albert Johnson.
In nearly 1,000 communities across Canada, children are telling stories about their families, their neighborhood, their communities, and the country, Canada. And in the process, they use their curiosity, their initiative, and their creativity. And these accommodate many, many learning styles.
My project is on Canadian peacekeeping.
We made our project a city, and we entitled it City of Shrinking Land. They were sinking together and were throwing life belts to men overboard. My project is about the history of curling in Canada.
Our heritage is our shared experience. This country is all about telling each other our stories.
The fairs encourage a multidisciplinary approach to teaching and learning, and they support existing curriculum in all provinces and territories. The fairs are a spectacular showcase of student work.
This is our language, this is our social studies, this is our art program, this is our integrated technology program for the past 6 weeks. So it's not something that's just added on top, it's built into the curriculum, so the time that you're going to be spending anyways on these skills are directed towards a really worthwhile project.
Another great thing about the Heritage Fair is that you don't have to be a history teacher to do it with your students in the class. I've taught English, I'm presently teaching drama, but the Canadian historical content, it's just really the content that is the basis for the academic work or the research, the writing, the play acting that they're doing. So, and it has a double effect. It helps you as an other than history teacher, and it also lets you integrate multiple subjects. It also gives kids a real connection to their country.
Fair organizers set up workshops so that students may develop their skills. Skills like in native drumming, electronic postcards, and traditional arts and crafts. Community participation is critical to the success of a fair. Historical societies, museum and community and business groups work with committed educators to deliver the fair program. More than 9,000 volunteers are involved in the Historica Fairs.
The Historic Heritage Fairs movement was one of the best ways of getting the children involved to learn about some of the things about Canadian history that aren't very well known, and to get an interest in it and to learn from it.
One of the roles of the city is to encourage the population to become interested in local history, and it's really important that we build that relationship with school kids.
When you go to local groups, if you take with you sort of a synopsis of what Historica does, they really like that. And if you bring in the things like Heritage Minutes and the educational programs that Historica are also involved in, and mention the numbers of the students across Canada and the number of communities that are involved in the Heritage Fair, that's a big selling point for your local sponsors.
Ultimately, Historica Fairs are about one thing: the students' participation in their history and heritage.
We did our project on the fur trade. We thought about how we could best show
how fur was exchanged between people.
We wanted to show what everyone has been through. And this is how I could represent what I feel and how we can get along.
From 1,000 years ago when they skated on bones, to when the metal blades were invented, to today when we skate very low with the skin suit.
He was a mid-upper gunner in a Lancaster bomber. And these are some of his medals and badges that he got when he was serving in Bomber Command.
This is our board with information and our model, and we have things like songs they used to use to entertain each other around the campfire.
Okay, one big thing we learned was the early games, like in early 1900s, those games are all bloody and brutal, and now the games are really, it's non-contact. Yeah, it's been really great.
Trying to make it look that we worked in the Rideau Canal.
I was very, very excited that we were coming, and it's just great to be here.
Historica Fairs engage students in the richness of our cultures, our history, and our heritage. They celebrate remembering, and they inspire new possibilities. And they are an incredible learning experience. Please consider becoming involved, and you can find out by consulting our website or by telephoning the number that is now on the screen. Help students find their place in history.